Super Mario Odyssey. So this is video 6 and we get quite a few moons in this level. I'm just looking at my list here. I think it's like 6 or 7 of them. So we also end this video with a multi-moon, and I was kind of wondering maybe I should split this video into 2 because it is about 15 minutes, but I thought, you know what, no, I think a 15-minute video is probably better than a 7-minute video when it comes to a game like this. It's definitely going to have like 50 plus parts by the time I'm done with it. So anyway, in the last video we kind of freed the place, sort of, and I say that because we made the pyramid nice and lifted now. And that also froze the desert even more, so now we have to go solve that issue that we just created. And then we get to come inside of here into this new hat shop that I think this is one of the first times we've seen this, or if it isn't, then I didn't come in here before for some other reason. But anyway, you can go to the shops in any of the new worlds, and so far everyone that I've been to has a power moon available for 100 coins. So before you leave a world, try to have at least 100 coins so that way you can buy a moon. It's just kind of a nice free moon that you can get. And then you can also look through these shops and see some other things you can buy with all the coins that you can collect in the world, and I think most of these add up to the total amount of coins available in that world. So in this one I think it's about 100, and all those items add up to 100, so once you find all the coins you'll be able to buy all the items. I don't know if you get anything when you do that. You probably get some kind of congratulations, but I don't know. Anyway, here is also a closet where you can change your look, and I'm going to keep the captain hat for now, but later on I do switch my outfit for a little bit. And there's also a Doge here, like a Shiba Inu dog with a fedora on. I was like, really? That in a Mario game? It is so strange with all these Mario characters and real life stuff they're throwing in here. And I guess if you think about it, Mario is a human, so it's not really unexpected, but it's just a little bit strange. Anyway, really quickly, the stars we're getting in here are that shopping one, a desert gardening one, which I'm getting next, I think, and then employees only, bullet bill, breakthrough, alcove in the ruins, from a crate in the ruins, and the hole in the desert, which is the multi-moon. So when we first came here we planted a seed in one of these pots. If you do that you can get a moon when it grows, and I'm not too sure what determines when it grows. I don't know if it's time or if it's like an event. I would imagine it's time, because if you do everything else here and you come back and plant it, and you know you can't defeat any boss, I would imagine, you know, you come back later it'll be growing. But anyway, just plant it early and then come back. Here there's a small tutorial for crouching, so if a ceiling is too low just crouch with ZL and then you can walk on inside, and this will allow you to get into the shop, because if you noticed in the background there was a power moon sitting there ready for us to collect it. So there we go, we got the moon, and that is the third one. So now there are 4 left, and they're gonna take a little bit longer to get than these 3. Of course these people are a little bit freaked out on how did you get in here, and please go to the front of the shop to buy stuff, you weird creep. Okay, so trying to think of what we're doing next. I think we learn quick travel soon, and there's also this taxi guy. I don't know if I use the taxi guy right away. I know that when I finish most of the star collection in this world that I come back and I wander around for like 20 minutes. I cut all of that out, but on my own I did wander around for like 20 whole minutes just trying to find stuff to do, and it turns out there's like 69 stars in this world, or 69 moons in this world, or some ridiculous amount here. I have no idea. I think I've collected about 30, because obviously I haven't done that in this video, but later on I think I've collected around 30 of those moons. I have absolutely no clue where the heck I'm supposed to find the other 30, so I may have to look up a guide for one of those, which is kind of ironic. But anyway, we're going to be heading on over to that inverted pyramid, and I came this way for, I don't remember why I came back here. I think, oh that's right, there's a couple more moons around here. Okay, that's right. So there's this one that I think you could have gotten this before, you know, coming back here the second time. You could have gotten this on your way. You could have gotten most of this on your way. But the truth was, when I first played through this, I didn't actually know that you could jump down into that quicksand beneath us, because in all the other Mario games, if you jump down in quicksand, you can jump out the first 2 jumps, but then after that it just sucks you down, which I think is kind of its method of making sure you don't, like, jump your way just through the quicksand, you know? But in this one, as long as you keep jumping, you're not gonna sink. There's also that lever over there that if you jump on a bullet bill with Mario's hat and then pull that lever, that'll move down the gate, which gives you a little bit of a shortcut so you don't have to go through this the slow way every single time. And I think that's what I do here, but nope, apparently I don't use the bullet bill, I just long jump on over, because who needs a bullet bill? So anyway, there's a cool kind of Dark Soulsy shortcut, I guess. A lot of those Goombas hiding over there that I'm gonna not really deal with. And then there's a moon hidden right behind this block. So if you just jump into here, you can see there's one just waiting for you to take it. So that's the alcove in the ruins, and now we only have 2 moons left. They're obviously going to take a little bit longer to get though. One of them is a multi-moon, so I think that means that we actually fight the boss. I forgot to scrub through this video to remind myself what we're doing in it before I started narrating. So that's really professional of me. So anyway, it's not like I am a professional anyway. So let's just jump onto this bullet bill again, I guess. And I think, what am I even doing? I really have no idea what I'm doing now. So I'm gonna wait until I remember what I'm doing and try to... Oh wait, okay, no, never mind. I remember what I'm doing. That's right. Okay, so I got this... I got this the last time I came through here, but I didn't collect it because I was stupid and didn't realize you're supposed to use the bullet bill. So this is just that moon that's hiding in that power crate, or the power moon that's hiding in that crate. And I thought that the moon would stay there when I, like, technically unlocked it, but apparently if you leave the world, it'll go back to where it came from if you don't collect it before you leave. So that's kind of what happened there. So anyway, I went and got that again, and then I decide that I need to head on over to that inverted pyramid because there's a big gaping hole in the ground, and now I remember what we're doing. Also, I don't know why I blew up into that wall right there. I probably shouldn't have done that. You do have to remember, this is my technically first time playthrough of this game, so there is going to be some screwy things that I do that don't make any sense, but that right there made sense because I missed the bullet bill and I didn't want to waste, or I didn't want to risk it blowing up when I was somewhere I wasn't. So anyway, get over here, it starts, I think it started getting ready to blow up, and then these skeleton guys start coming out of the ground all Zelda style since it's nighttime. And anyway, if you talk to these other guys, they'll tell you that they're not brave enough to jump into that hole where all this coldness is coming from, all this frozen air, which is freezing the desert, somehow creating icicles when there's no water in it. And it is kind of interesting, because deserts tend to get pretty darn cold at night. So it's funny they're making fun of it being cold, but at nighttime, at least the Sahara, I believe the Sahara just gets really darn frigid at nighttime. So maybe it was another desert, though. I'm not too sure about my deserts. Anyway, here is the first unfortunate ice location in this world, and man, do I hate ice. In video games, it's not nearly as bad as it was in Link to the Past. The ice, dealing with that in Link to the Past, that ice dungeon was just like absolute, oh, it was horrible. Luckily, the boss wasn't too bad in that game, and Link to the Past was weird because it was either the dungeon was easy but had a really hard boss, or it was really a hard dungeon but had a really easy boss, unless it's the final dungeon, which just had a ridiculous maze of a dungeon and a somewhat challenging boss. But if I could get my hands on an SNES Classic, I'd go buy that game. Or, I mean, I'd go play that game again. Anyway, if we take over a Goomba, and this is the first time we've actually done this in the game so far, you notice that the Goomba feet do not slip on the ice. So that is a pretty decent way to get around here without having to worry about falling and slipping and sliding. Now, here's something that's kind of accidental. You're not supposed to activate those two laser expanders, whatever you want to call them, because if you do, then you're not going to be able to use the giant thing of Goombas there, that giant stack of Goombas, to get another star or another power moon. So basically, you'll have to come back later if you made that mistake and killed off 2 of your Goombas like I did. So there's a moon there that we can't reach, and if you're missing 1 Goomba, I think it's still somewhat possible to jump up there outside of the Goomba, because you get a little bit of height when you leave your, whatever you're taking over, you can get a little bit of height so you can jump out of it, but you can't do it when you're missing 2 Goombas, so I'm going to have to come back. And then I thought, you know what, I'm going to try jumping out and jumping on the Goomba just to see if I can jump high enough, and then I realized that kills the Goomba, and that doesn't help me either. And then I accidentally jumped out again and just killed them all anyway. So Try not to do that if you're trying to get that power moon, but as we can see, I already have enough power moons to continue, so it doesn't really matter too much. So we're just gonna head on over this way, try to head on to the boss fight, and I realized here, oh, this guy, I mean these things, don't move me toward the platform. You're also going to need those giant stack of Goombas if you want to get those 4 coins there. So basically, if you mess up like I did, just remember to come back later so you can get that stuff. And then we kind of see the end goal here. There's going to be a bullet bill on its way, and he's going to run into that and activate it, and you're going to want to make sure that he kind of comes near you. Now, I previously thought that these bullet bills didn't blow up too quickly with the hat on, because I thought the hat kind of disabled that feature, but that is not true. They will blow up, but I think what happens is that the timer gets reset when you jump into the bullet bill, so all my time waiting to get a new bullet bill so the timer doesn't go off was kind of wasted. But for this part, it's not too bad. Just take over the bullet bill, do not hit any of the pillars, and try to make sure that you actually reach the end before blowing up. So once we get inside here, I'm just taking a quick look around because I see a couple of things. There's a stack of coins on top there, and there's probably a power moon up there. I'm not too sure though, but I'm just looking around, making sure that there's nothing immediately obvious that I can get easily, you know. Nintendo likes to do that, and I didn't see anything I could do in this video anyway. So we're gonna walk into here, into the deepest underground, and there's this strange slot that I'm still not quite sure what that's for, but maybe we'll find out later. And there's gonna be another bullet bill coming after you that you're gonna use to get across the gigantic chasm. And you're actually gonna come in this way later. I think you can jump in from the inverted pyramid too, maybe, but anyway, you can come in this way later. So you won't have to redo the entire place if you need to come back, but you will have to go through a pretty good portion of it. Thing is though, once you know what to expect, a lot of this is a heck of a lot easier than it was the first time. Not that it's been too difficult so far. So anyway, we get this boss, not too sure what his name is, but he's a pretty cool boss, and of course it's a boss with hands. I mean, Nintendo loves bosses with hands. And as you see there, he's going to try to punch you, and your goal is to try to get him to punch an ice block on the floor. If you do that, then he will hurt his hand, and then you can throw your hat on his hand, and you'll want to target the hand back into his face. Of course, if you noticed, his hands were, or his other hand was throwing diamonds at me. You want to make sure that... Okay, I just realized those probably aren't ice, those are probably diamonds. That makes a little bit more sense as to why that hurts. Anyway, diamond ice, whatever it is, he's going to throw those at you, and you want to do your best to make sure that you don't actually hit them, because then you'll have to do the hand thing all over again. And the first two are pretty easy. He doesn't really move his other hand too erratically, but the third one's a little bit trickier. I don't think I missed a single cycle here, so that was kind of nice, but yeah, just dodge his dual hand swarm that he does to you at the beginning. And then this one, I think this hit me. Yep, somehow that hit me. That kind of surprised me. He smashed his hands together a few times, and then that third one didn't hit me at all, so I don't really know what that was about. But anyway, he will send more diamonds after you, and all you gotta do is just make sure that he punches you above a diamond. And for some reason I wasn't doing that right there. And I was like, oh right, that's what I'm supposed to do. Jump onto the hand, and this one's gonna move a little bit more erratically, left and right and left, but that's pretty much it. Once you defeat him, you'll get the multi-moon, and that's gonna be it for this video.
Can I bring that?